Hey, happy Friday, everybody. And I wanted to just very quickly share this message because there's been a lot of conversations that I've been involved in over the past couple of days where people are saying things like millennials this, or this is a certain type of person that I deal with, but that most people are, insert whatever personality type or flaw, if you like, that you can think of. And I wanted to share who I was 3 years ago when I wrote Your Best Week. So if you haven't seen it already, Your Best Week is something that I am running live starting this Sunday. It is a 7-day, 10-minute a day course that is all about getting on top of your to-do list. Basically, what I'm helping you to do is energetically just sweep your desk so that you can start to see what's on it. So you can start to see the wood for the trees, right? And I don't think that most people... No, let me rephrase that. There's too many negatives the way I was going to say it. I think that most people I know struggle with this. I think that most people I know are overworked and underpaid and underappreciated, definitely. Most people I know have way too much to do and feel a little bit scattered and frustrated most of the time. Most of the people that I know will say things like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I'm just so busy, or I really want to come to that, but I'm too tired. I've been working really long hours. I'm just so busy and important. And this is who I was 3 years ago. So I founded Searching for Serenity 3.5 years ago. Wow, my hair went big then. 3.5 years ago, I founded Searching for Serenity. And when I initially started working with somebody to build a business that didn't involve me sitting in a 9-to-5 every day, I had no intention of building this business. My intention was to build a business where I advise people on paying for care home fees privately and how to ensure that you could protect interests in properties validly, by the way. There's a whole rabbit hole I could go down around that. But basically, alongside my work in litigation, which was a protected, regulated activity as a lawyer, I advised people on when they did and didn't need to pay for care. And that was not a regulated activity. And my entire plan was to take that online, to have precedents, to have resources for people, to be able to do a limited amount of one-to-one advice. And it was about 3 or 4 months into that I suddenly realised, oh wait, no, that's never been the thing. That was something that came along the way and I thought would be convenient. The thing that I couldn't shut up about was how many people are driven screaming from their careers because they can't balance the career and the demands and the promotion and the life and the family and being a good daughter, wife, partner, parent, all of it. It's ridiculous. And that's where Searching for Serenity came from. So Your Best Week was the very, very, very first program that I wrote, and it has had 2 incarnations. I ran it the first time, I revised it, that was June 2016. I revised it once, and the version that I am running this week coming is the second version of it. I don't update it. I don't add tons and tons of things to it because it is supposed to be so simple. 7 days, 10 minutes a day. It's actually me going, right, this is what you need to know, go and do it. And that's it. The only way in which I'm adding to it is I'm running it as live sprints, which is a tech term. If anybody here has ever worked in agile or lean business practices, then you know about sprints. But it's essentially where you can focus for a 7-day period to get a lot done within a short period of time so that you can then move on to the next project. And the 1st of September is a perfect time to start that. Sunday evening is a perfect time to start that so that you can just go straight into the office on Monday morning and start smashing through it. But who was I 3 years ago? Because I was not sitting in front of all these books. I was living some of these books. 3 years ago, I was a court of protection solicitor. I originally was called to the Bar of England and Wales in 2007. I cross-qualified to become a solicitor in 2012. I'd worked as a paralegal from 2006 to 2012. So I worked nearly 12 years in law by the time I took my career break 2 years ago. I was launching Searching for Serenity, working with a coach, and I was probably working about between 10 and 20 hours a week on launching this business, blogging, messaging, creating products, setting up a website, doing all the tech stuff behind the scenes that I'd never learned to do before. And I was working as a court of protection solicitor at a national law firm. I had a mobile phone that they expected me to answer, and I had a roster of nearly 24 clients, all of whom had very high value traumatic brain injuries. These are people who were accidents of medical negligence, road traffic accidents, accidents at work, abuse. No, there were no abuse cases. There had been some past ones, but I wasn't involved in those. And these were people who suffered, and I use that word very literally, suffered life-changing injuries. Anybody who has worked in court protection, brain injury, personal injury trusts, you know what I'm talking about. It was really heavy going work. I had clients, family members of clients who had PTSD. We were having to go and get medical reports left, right and centre because we were in litigation, buying and selling houses, family members, carers, you name it, I was doing it. From the tiniest minutiae of somebody's life to the big life-changing decisions that we can never take back. And I was doing all of that, and in the evenings and weekends working on building this business so that I could help support other people who were at the point I had been 2 years before, saying, I can't do this, I can't keep going. So when I say that I developed a course where you can, in 10 minutes a day, smash your to-do list, start taking care of yourself, and really make room for what's important, I know what I'm talking about. I walked this talk. I flipping moonwalked this talk, okay? I did it forwards, I did it backwards, I did a little shimmy to the side. I was doing this because I was working so many hours, because I was so passionate about what I was creating, and I still am. And that's why Your Best Week comes up again and again, because it's just pure magic. It really is, because it means that people, and it's open to men and women, by the way, but it means that people for the first time can start focusing on what is truly important, can start seeing beyond the, oh my God, I've got to keep going, I've got to keep going, I've got to keep going, I can't get off the treadmill, I can't take a day off, I can't be sick, to actually going, oh shit, this is what I need to do with my life, this is where I need to make big changes. Because you cannot focus on the big picture, you cannot focus on your health, your well-being, your wellness, your relationships, the fact that your life is slowly burning to the ground around you, when you are constantly, gotta get it done, gotta get it done, gotta get it done. I'm terrified, I'm going to take my foot off the accelerator for a moment, I'm going to be sacked, which is how I felt. There is an underlying impact on imposter syndrome here. There is a huge impact on burnout because it allows you to stop stressing out so much all the time. But more importantly, whether you are burned out, whether you are struggling with imposter syndrome, simply, if you are tired and you have way too much work to do, this is for you. I would honestly love to grab every single person I'm connected with on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on my email list, and be like, you need to do this course. Because if you come and complain to me that you've got too much to do and you've not done this course, I'm probably going to have some very severe words for you. There is no reason not to do it. It's 10 minutes a day. It's written, it's in a video, and it's in audio. So you've got every opportunity. It's completely accessible. It's lifetime access, so you can run this over and over again. You get access to every sprint that I run. But more importantly than that, you get to see a slightly different way of living. Because I realised when I was doing this job, and even then feeling a little bit like I was sinking, because I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the support. But this is what I did every week, and I will actually show you the stats. I ran this. The second time I ran Your Best Week, I did the principles myself, and I came back into the office after a week off, 8 a.m. Monday morning. I took a picture of my inbox, and I took a picture again at 4 p.m. when I left. So I will pop those pictures down below so you can see the impact that it had on my work, and I would love to share the same impact on yours.